Hi everyone, I'm Graddles, and welcome to a new episode of City Skylines. We're in Sussex City, and the last time we left off, we put in some cargo hub and cargo harbor over here. And I did do a little bit of changes. I moved the one harbor from over here to over here. It was getting way too much traffic jams over here, so I decided to just slide it over and fit it in right over here, and that seems to help. Today we're going to open up some new areas so we can get some access to oil and ore, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into areas. And I would preferably like to keep it up in this area. Over here is, I don't know, it's not too close to where everything's going on. This is where the harbors are. We have some railroad tracks. We do have some highway here. So let's go ahead. We have ore in this tile. We have oil and ore in this tile, and forestry. And we have neither over here. So we can unlock 3. And I think we might go ahead and unlock this one. And this one. And yeah, let's go ahead and unlock that one. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have, let's see, our natural resources. So it's very little light spots of oil and ore over here, but we can work with it. I do have to turn on unlimited oil and ore. We do have a little bit of farming over here as well. And we have our railroad tracks right in here. And we could definitely put in another harbor over here. Let's go ahead and check that out. Yes, we can put it anywhere over here. So we could definitely take advantage of that. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to save my game. And then I'm going to get out and turn on unlimited oil and ore. And then we'll jump back in. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back now, and I bought the areas and terraformed all this over here. I added some residential down in here, and I fixed this up for the oil and the ore. I reran the whole parkway. I spent like 2 days doing this, so it took quite a long time, and it comes around right on through to here. I did add a cargo harbor here and a cargo hub over here, and I changed this one down over here to a cargo hub as well, so the trains come into here, and I'm hoping that will help to route the different traffic flow from, like, this is our oil and ore, so I'm hoping they'll come right to here. This is closer to our forestry, so they can come on in here. I'm going to make this area unique factories, which will be on our next episode, and some warehouse buildings down in here. So that would take care of that, and maybe some warehouses over here. And we already have a unique factory and some warehouses down in here. I also put our water, our inland water for our sewage in here, as well as a little bit of industrial and some office space. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go into our industries, and we're going to paint the industry. So this will be for ore. So if you notice, I did not run any small roads yet. These were all different shapes and sizes. Our oil actually has a lot more smaller buildings, say, than the ore, but the oil is a little bit bigger of a section over here. I'm gonna try to keep it really over the gray and blacker areas and the blue areas. I'll show you with our natural resources here. So I'm going to try to keep most of our stuff in here as well as in this inside area, although this whole thing is a light gray over here, and we do have light blue all in here. So as long as we cover it, we should be okay. So let's go ahead and put down the first one, which is ore. So we'll put in our main building. I think we'll just put him off to the side here. So we have a small ore mine, sand storage, and an ore grinding mill. So let's just go and check out the sizes of these. What I like to use is I'll lay down the first one, and then I'll go ahead and go into my roads, and I'll go into my industrial roads one way, and I'm just gonna see if I can snap it here and just make a little marker here, and then I'm gonna run it straight through. I'm gonna change the direction of this one, and then I'm gonna just finish this off by this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this building, take it off the 4-lane highway, turn it around, and it fits perfect in there. So that is not exactly where the darker blue is. Let's go ahead and, so maybe we'll keep it down in this area or the next area, we'll see. So let's just move this down a little bit to about here, and let's add a few more. Alright, so that gives us about 6, and let's go ahead and see what our next building is. So it's a grinding mill. Mind, the whole thing pollutes. Oil and ore are a polluting industry. This is a bit smaller than the last. I may come down, and I don't know if I really want it behind the main house. So I think what we'll do is we're going to attach it to this one, and then we're going to do another road, because I really do like to fit them in pretty close. That will be my marker. And now this doesn't quite have to go all the way down, just as this doesn't either. So I think what I'll do is I'll just run this to about here. I'll change the direction, and then I'm just gonna bring it back from here to here, and I'm actually change the direction to the wrong way, so let's do it the right way. And then we're going to take this building and face it towards this road. So this way, we don't have them stopping on both sides of the road. So I'm going to go in, 2, 3. So we'll just put in 5 of those. And then we have one more. And that is our sand storage. Sand storage does not need to be in the area. It's just simply for storage. It can actually be moved to one of our areas over here if we'd like. But I think for now, we'll just put it over in this area. And I think we'll just put it on the outsides here. And we'll just leave that like that. And now let's go ahead and do our oil industry. I know these guys are going to need electric, but I might as well run everything at the same time. So here's our oil industry. And I think what I might do is squeeze him off to there. And let's go ahead and do the same thing for these guys. These are really, really tiny. Super tiny. So these are only too large, so we're going to skip that because we're going to put those in the middle a little bit. And these are only 4. And let's see what else we have. This is the tanks for storage. So this is like the ones over here, the sand storage. So this just stores. So I think maybe we'll use this and come in because we have a large area for oil. And I'm just going to do the one. And then we're going to come in with our one-way road. And we'll go straight. And I'm just going to take this road. Will it fit there? No. So let's come past our main building here. Perfect. We'll just come to there. And then we're going to come up by that. And we don't need to run this that far because we're only going to put those little guys in there. And then we may come up by 2. Can we do it even shorter? Let's see. That's 2. This is really where I'd like to come. But I don't know if that'll let me, if it's too short. Might be too short. Yeah, it's a little bit too short. So what I might do is come up just to about there and go in like that and then change the direction there. So now that should be the perfect size for both. So now we have this and we'll put 6 of those in. We'll go down to here where the small oil pumps are. Just trying to see where our oil is. Not a lot of oil over here. Just check our natural resources. We don't have anything over here. So I think we're gonna delete this. I'm just gonna run this road. And then I think we're going to do another one here for the small. And I think we'll change this direction. There we go. And we'll go ahead and grab those tiny little guys and stick them in here. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 of those in there. And let's start up our game and run the electric. We're also going to add more storage in a minute for the oil, but I just want to get the electric run. And that should be good for that. Let's see if we can just run this to here. And these guys will fill out in a little while. Not too worried about them. So let's see if we can just run this to this. And we're going to turn this guy around. So let's go into here. I'm going to relocate him. And let's add a few more. Okay. So really what I would like to do is change the direction of these, because I would like a road for each one. So this way they're not turning onto the back and forth. But to be honest, they're separated, so the ones that'll be turning into here will be down there and then over here. So it should be fine. Let's go ahead and run this on 3 speed. And I did put in some offices, some commercial and some residential. We have parks in here, a hospital, a police station, and a high school, as well as a fire station. So we just got to wait for some of these demands to fill in. The commercial will be coming in, and these offices should be coming in. So now I just got to run some power, probably just right over this highway. Should do. There we go. Until this all fills in. These are kind of separate. They're not going to fill in as quickly. We do have a high demand for industry. We do have the Industry 4.0 for higher educated residents. I'll show you. Our residents are pretty highly educated. We only have 3% that are uneducated. And yeah, I think so. That's why in our policies in city planning, it allows for higher educated workers for industry areas. And we do need, have an issue with garbage on our farm here at the main house. They'll get picked up, looks like now. There we go. And let's just take a look. I'm wondering if we could fill in a little bit more. The office space should fill up the needs for the industry, although it takes quite a while. And so let's go ahead and put in some warehouses. Because we need some of those big ones for the oil and ore. So these are the ones that I was looking at. And I was thinking about putting them down in here. Why it won't connect there. I wanted it closer to the corner, but it's lifted just a bit because the highway is lifted. I don't know, I guess because of here, it's fine. We'll just put this one down towards the end here. And we'll put another one next to it. Come on, we should fit it. Doesn't want to go in there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll take him and we'll move this guy down to here, maybe towards the middle just a little bit. And let's go ahead and make this into industry ore, and we'll do this one with oil. There we go. And we just need some power to them. So let's go ahead and get some power. I wonder if this windmill would help. I don't know why it didn't put the ore in there. There we go. We'll slide it down as close as can be. So this way, if we want some unique factories in here, we could add them. Most of our electric did spread. Let's see if we cannot add some commercial. Just gonna pause this a second because I do want to take out some of these for walking paths. There we go. We'll do the same over here. And let's see if we could add a few offices down the middle here. Because I don't want anything too much on this main road. So I'm going to just fill in some offices. They don't cause a lot of traffic or anything like that. So if we could take off there. There we go. So that electric should spread over here. And over here we might just have to run power. Let's see, I think we could take it right from here. And we won't be filling this out for a while, so we'll just do that for them. And those guys will fill in rather quickly. And now that our offices are filling in, the demand for industry has gone down. Now, like I said, our workers over here are still in the 4.0. So I think what we'll do is we'll put some uneducated workers in here, because we have the sign that says not enough educated workers. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll take care of our oil. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pause the game. We'll go back in. We'll go see what we got. So we got some workers barracks. So let's go ahead and put that in right behind the main house. We'll put 3 of those in. So now we got a small oil. This takes up 3. So I think what we'll do is we'll come up above the 2 here. So we put in 10 of those. We have these right here. Now we have this. This is a little bit taller. This could definitely go right in here. And I think what we'll do is we're going to move these guys to the outer edge. And let's move these down here. And we'll add a few more. Now I may move these later on into the darker areas of oil. I'm just seeing what we have so far. And then once I get everything that we level up to level 5, I'll reorganize this a little bit better to fill in where the darker spots are, because right now we'll be importing more oil than making because of that. So let's go ahead and put this in. There we go. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back over to here really quickly, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a district on this. And we're going to take off the 4.0, so this way uneducated workers can work here. So we're just going to pause it a second, highlight this, go into the city planning, and then go down to where it says 4.0 and turn that off. And another thing we're going to do is we're just going to delete the name here. And we're just going to put a dot or a period in its place, so this way it doesn't get highlighted. Although if you do need to highlight it again, it's right there. And let's go ahead and start the game back up. And our commercial is filling in. So these guys will have electric soon. So I'm thinking this might be a great idea to turn on. It's for high density. This is for low density. Let's go ahead and turn that on. See if it does anything for us. Right now we're about 31,000. Now we're building up to 39, 38, 44. So I think that might actually help us. I'm going to go over here and zone this area as well. So by zoning this to uneducation, so they don't have to be educated workers, it'll fill these jobs. So let's go ahead and do that. Same thing, we're just gonna get rid of the name and go into policies, go into city planning, and shut off the 4.0. There we go. And start the game back up. And no problems anymore. So let's take a look really quick at our traffic. Just want to keep an eye on that. We do have a whole bunch of people using this. And we do want to turn off our stoplights. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And here's one over here. And everything else seems to be okay. So let's go back to our traffic. We are getting quite a bit of traffic over here, but like I said, everything's kind of moving. So as long as everything's moving, I think we're in good shape. Over here's a little red. And that is because before I just put a turnaround there. And let's see, that should clear up really quickly. Yeah, there we go. And once our industry over here starts getting busier, these trucks will start going over to here and using this hub a lot more. So I think we're going to leave this episode off here, and we will put in some unique factories and make a lot of money. Right now we're making about 57,000, 65,000. So I think turning on the benefactor worked quite a bit, but we're going to make a lot more money once we put in our unique factories. So if you like my content and would like to see more, please click the like button and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.